Oh, hey. It's more Ace Attorney. Just a second. Just posting some notes. Okie dokie. Ace Attorney. Lost Turnabout. Or not Lost Turnabout, but Reunion and Turnabout. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eenie? Yeah, we're gonna meet Eenie, Meenie, and a whole other cast of characters. I finally get to see you again, and it's like when we first met. You're on the other side of the detention center glass. It's not your fault. You didn't do it. No, I did it. I killed that person. But that wasn't you. It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. Whoops. I can't believe something like this happened. The events of that gloomy, rainy afternoon that started this whole mess keep playing through my mind. June 16th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What depressing rain. Do you understand how depressed that makes me, do you? I guess. But actually, more than being depressed, I'm angry. Angry at that weather girl on TV. I think our little rainy spell took a break with the day of sun. Is what that girl said. I'd stake my life on it. Oh, it's the weather. But that's why I didn't bother to bring an umbrella today. What nerve calling herself a weather girl. She's going to hear about my $1,500 suit. About your case. Unless you're planning on suing the weather girl. I'm sorry. I thought that before we got down to business we could have some friendly chatter. My name is Dr. Turner Gray. I'm a surgeon. Remind me never to end up under his knife. I'm here today because of this incident. Malpractice at Gray Surgical Clinic. 14 inpatients lose their lives. Oh, you're the doctor? It's really quite upsetting. Did you hear me? Upsetting. Yes, I heard you. I agree it's quite upsetting, Dr. Gray. The one that screwed up was that nurse. It was her that got the medications mixed up and killed those 14 patients. And yet, now listen good, and yet, that nurse had the nerve to go and die before admitting her wrongdoing. She didn't even offer any sort of explanation to me, and this is the kicker. She up and has herself a grand old accident and crashes her car. Smash, crunch, instantly transforming her car into the accordion model. Oh, he seems like a empathetic fellow. That's right, about a year ago, all the tabloid shows were talking about it. 14 victims of medical malpractice and the nurse's mysterious fatal accident. There were rumors that Dr. Gray had actually caused that crash. People said it was to forever hide the person responsible for the malpractice incident. Why would I? Now I'm just going to say this once. Why on earth would I want to kill that nurse? She's the one who killed those 14 patients, not me. I think you need to take a deep breath, Doctor, and focus. More to the point, this case is over a year old. Why bring it up now? That's simple, because the situation is slipping out of my grasp. This just won't do. My clinic isn't seeing nearly as many patients nowadays. Do you understand what that means? It means they're not coming to my clinic. You don't say. If it were me, I don't think I'd want to go either. So what would you like me to do about it? I want you to help me prove I'm innocent. You do realize I'm a lawyer, not a private investigator, right? No, this is something only you can do. My FA, you know this girl, correct? I heard you were working under her for a little while. Well, wait a second. I worked under her? Yes, am I wrong? She told me, so I'm not sure. She told me, so I'm not quite sure. But we worked a few trials together, but she went back to her hometown to undergo more training. Ah, yes, I heard. It must be lonely for you. She must be an extraordinary girl to handle such rigid training. Huh? I have an acquaintance who knows a lot about these mystical sorts of things. She's the one who introduced me to Miss Faye. Is Maya really that famous? And I've already set up an appointment. For what? What else? A channeling. I'm going to have her call the spirit of that nurse that went and got herself killed. I wonder what she's up to right now. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. That's what she told me. I guess she's learned to accept the responsibilities of becoming an adult. Not counting training, this will be her first time channeling a spirit. So she gave me one condition before accepting my request. The condition is you, Mr. Wright. She said that she wouldn't do the channeling without first seeing you again. Me. And that is why I've searched you out. You want to see her too, don't you? And so, that is how I ended up visiting Maya's hometown with the doctor. Karain Village. So this is Karain Village, Maya's hometown. Why, hello there. What an odd little girl. Hey, wait up, Pearly. Someone else is coming this way. Nick. Maya, how are you? It's good to see you again. Wow, I didn't think you'd really show up. It's not that big a deal. You made it sound like you were so far away. Oh, maybe I exaggerated just a little. It was only 2 hours by train. If I had known you were this close, I'd have visited more. No, you're not allowed. I already decided, you know. Until I become an adult, I have to work hard and be strong by myself. Oh, well. Anyway, congratulations. I'm glad to hear training is going well for you. Let's look at this big rock first. A giant rock that seems to be reaching for the sky. Its origins are written on a beat-up old sign. Looks like this giant rock is called the Karain Boulder. There's a really complex explanation written here, but long story short, it's a big stone for spirits to live in, or something like that. An old bus stop. It says Karain Village on the signpost. The buses seem incredibly inconvenient if they only come 3 times a day. It's an old-style phone booth. I can't say it fits in well with this area. My cell phone doesn't get reception up here, so who knows? I may need it later. Rustic, thatch-roofed houses where the other villagers live line the street. They're nowhere near as large or as nice as the manor in front of me. It's kind of odd that I don't see any of the other villagers walking around, though. The biggest, most elegant of the buildings I can see from here. This is Fey Manor, the place Maya calls home. It's easy to be overwhelmed by its presence. Looks like you finally become a full-fledged medium, taking on your first job. Yeah, I didn't think it would be this soon. This case, do you know the messy story behind it? Ha ha ha, behold the power of the Maya Intelligence Network. Let's see, 14 people died because of malpractice on Dr. Gray's part, right? And to pin the blame on the nurse, he killed her in what appeared to be a car accident. Huh? So what is this Maya Intelligence Network anyway? The tabloids. That's what I thought. Ha ha ha, I'm just pulling your leg, Nick. What really happened is the exact opposite. I heard all about it from Dr. Gray. Oh, come on, Nick. I wouldn't take a crazed killer as a client. That's too scary, even for me. Yeah, I guess so. So this is your hometown, huh, Maya? Yep. Terrain Village, but I've heard people call this place Medium Valley, too. Interesting. So everyone that lives here is a spirit medium? Pretty much. Most of my ancestors were, too, I think. That's probably true since the Fae ability to communicate with the dead is so strong. Actually, only the women of this village are mediums. So what do the men do? They usually work someplace outside the village. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that girl I saw earlier. Do you know her? Oh, you mean Pearly? Pearly? Pearl Faye. She's my cousin. Isn't she adorable? Just like yours truly? Cousin. Wait, then that means, is she also a... Yep, she's a medium too. Pearly's a real genius when it comes to channeling. I see. I hope I didn't scare her when I tried to talk to her earlier. Nah, it's not you. My aunt drilled it into her head that if a suspicious-looking person tries talking to you, run away. Suspicious-looking? Well, you're not wearing training clothes, for starters. Of course not. Pearly's my aunt's most valued treasure, so she's not allowed to go outside of town. She doesn't know much about the world outside of Korean Village. Aunts? Pearly's mother's my aunt. Duh, come on, Nick. Well, Nick, I've got to get going. It's about time for the channeling to start. Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm doing the channeling in my house, so come on in, okay? After I'm done, we can grill up some juicy burgers. Alright, good luck, Maya. Thanks! Well, at least she's still the same perky Maya. Ah, Mr. Wright, I'm so glad you showed. Some nice weather we're having today. Aren't you happy? No, not at all. That stupid weather girl made the wrong call again. It will rain cats and dogs today, she said with a straight face. I can't believe they allow such misguided reports on the public airwaves. Looks like talking about the weather with this guy is just asking for punishment. But anyways, this is a splendid matter. No argument there. It's hard to believe that this is Maya's house, though. I was given a guide map to this building. Here, Mr. Wright, I have a copy for you, too. Piece of cloth with a ton of finely written characters jammed onto it. Excuse me. Probably esoteric knowledge only mediums would know. Let's see. Here's one in English. It says, 100 ways to save money. Being a medium sounds like a rough way of life. The door that leads to the channeling chamber, the place where the spirits and people meet. The iron in this door was tempered, making it very solid. Looks like there's a strong lock on this door to top it off. Someone with a lot of skill wrote these 4 Chinese characters with a brush. Oh, look, here's a translation. Once in a lifetime. Its message is people should value their ghostly meetings as once in a lifetime chances. I'm not sure that's Chinese, but I don't know enough to know, so whatever. This door leads to the winding way. The weather outside looks really nice. What are you going to do once the nurse's spirit has been called? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to have her write a signed confession. A signed confession? Yes, a confession. Pay attention. I'll have her write this. 1 year ago, on May 2nd, 14 patients died due to my negligence. And then, on May 24th, I fell asleep at the wheel and died in a car accident due to my further negligence. I'm sorry, and I apologize for being negligent. That's what I'll have her write. With a confession, the rain falling on my soul can finally stop. Oh, I see. So how did you hear about my FA? I heard about it from an acquaintance, a girl studying the occult at the college. That girl introduced me to this village. This is the home of the Korean School of Channeling. The home, huh? Miss Maya is the daughter of the master, I hear. Master? Anyway, do you see that door? That's the room where people and spirits meet. Miss Maya's aunt is in there right now, actually. Would you care to meet her? Look, here's my attorney's badge. Are you trying to compete with me in my profession with that piece of scrap? I am a surgeon. Compared to you lawyers, I'm practically a saint. Yes, well, I don't exactly have any patients right now. But, and listen good, I'm not the one that made the mistake. This doctor needs his head examined. He sure does. This dude's a fucking weirdo. Let's go out to the winding way first. You see that vase right there? You have no idea how important that fucking vase is going to be. Wow, this garden is really breathtaking. Someone put a lot of love into it. What is that over there? Is that an incinerator? Looks a little out of place in a garden like this. It's a really old urn. The ashes of a person long dead are inside. Looks like something with a long history. Other than that, it's not very interesting. So time to move on. Yeah. It looks like there's a room over there too. A peaceful feeling is emanating from it. It's a small incinerator. I don't think garbage trucks come all the way out here to tiny villages like this, so every family has to burn their own trash. A splendid garden with a small lamp and traditional decorations. It's a bit small to walk around in, although that incinerator piques my curiosity. Pretty sure there's nothing else out here to look at, but hey. Doesn't hurt to check. Now let's head to the side room. Actually, we might meet, what's her name? So this is the side room. Looks like it's more of a break room. There's bedding spreading out on the floor. It looks like someone's sleeping in one. I shouldn't disturb them. Kick them! There's bedding spread out on the floor. Is that someone sleeping in one over there? She's probably an exhausted medium taking a break and catching some Z's. If I wake her up, she might be grumpy and throw a spell on me. It's probably a good idea not to disturb her sleep. This is the first time I've seen a sliding door like this in person. From here, I can see the winding way and the little garden in the courtyard. It's a small alcove. I have no idea what it's supposed to mean or symbolize. If I had one of these in the office, it would end up as a storage space. But here, it's decorated with some pretty flowers and a beautiful hanging scroll. It's a decorative wooden bear sculpture. There's a plate attached to the base. Korean Village, the heart of channeling. What the? It's a souvenir. So does this mean it's easy to spot bears here? Or for them to spot you? Let's go back to the meditation room. Let's avoid talking to this jabroni any more than we have to. Wow, it's such a strange atmosphere in here. These flickering lights. I guess they're candles. Good sir, who might you be? Ah, my name is Phoenix Wright. Oh, you must be that good sir. Good sir. Is she talking about me? You are a lawyer, are you not, good sir? I have heard much about you from Mystic Maya. Is that so? Mystic Maya? I am Mystic Maya's aunt, Morgan Fay. Nice to meet you. Ah, I had wanted to speak with you about a certain incident, good sir. It would seem that perhaps you asked too much of Mystic Maya in performing your duties. Most unbecoming, I'm afraid. Huh? Don't tell me you have already forgotten. That was it not for Mystic Maya and her assistants, you would surely not have won. First a girl that runs away, and now an old lady who says I stink at doing my job. When did I become the poster boy for how not to make a first impression? past is the past, though. Let us speak of the present now. Thanks. Look at my badge. Good sir. We would like to begin the channeling at 3 o'clock. If you don't mind, good sir, would you mind allowing me to make preparations? Sure. She's a fae, alright, just as odd as the rest. So why did you add Mystic to Maya's name? Isn't that a little strange? Good sir. Yes? How dare you be so rude and disrespectful towards Mystic Maya? I'm sorry. She must be addressed by her proper title, good sir. You must call her Mystic Maya. So about Mystic Maya. It is the blood. Excuse me? Blood? Mystic Maya carries the blood of the Master. In actuality, she's the only one remaining. Only one remaining? What's that supposed to mean? Mystic Maya is the last of the rightful heirs to the Korean channeling technique. Okay, then where do you stand? That is a little more complicated. Although a woman of the Fae clan, I am merely a member of the Branch family. Branch family? What's that? It is as it sounds. For a member of the Branch family, no matter her spiritual power, she could never become the master of the Korean school. So how strong are you? It is a shame, however, I will admit. I cannot even begin to compare the lowliness of my power to the master's. So that's how it is. So today's channeling will be your first? Yes, good sir. Because the spirit of a person who dies in a traffic accident is usually very strong, it is usually easier to call that person to our world. Traffic accident, indeed. The channeling will take place here in this channeling chamber, good sir. As you can see, I am in the process of preparing. So, this room is the channeling chamber? The place where a spirit medium speaks with those who have departed. I don't suppose you'd mind if we observe the session. Do not even think of such nonsense. Only the medium and the client may enter here. Oh. The secrets of the Korean techniques cannot be seen by just anybody. I never stopped Maya from doing it in front of me before. It is also for your safety, good sir, if something were to go wrong. That is why, while channeling is being performed, that heavy door is securely locked. Oh, that's what the lock's for. Oh, yes. I wonder if you have yet to meet Pearl, good sir. Pearl? She is an adorable, angelic young girl. Oh, she is my daughter. Now then, what were you about to say? What a cute daughter you have. A pure heart that knows not of the evils of this world is a powerful thing, good sir. Please refrain from affiliating with her, I request. Well, it's not like I had the chance to anyway. I must insist and stress that you do not let it occur. Okay, I get it. Jesus Christ. This folding screen is really showing its age. All of its edges are a bit tattered. The lettering is fading too. I think I recognize a few of the characters on here. Rain. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Maybe I'll ask Maya about it later. I guess this is an altar. Whatever it is, it feels very important. A mirror-like object with a cloudy reflective surface and some branches of a sacred tree. Good sir, I wonder if you would please not touch the sacred objects. Those objects are being offered to the spirits. If you were to touch them, good sir, they would become cursed. She really didn't have to talk down to me. I'm not that much of an idiot. There's some empty space behind the folding screen. The light of the candles can't reach back there, so it's completely dark. This is where the medium sits, I assume. There are 4 panels of this floor. The straw of the floor feels a little damp, probably from the humidity in the air. The meditation room is on the other side of this heavy-looking door. There's a giant iron lock with a handle loose. Feels like a curtain that separates the normal world from the spirit one. Hey, you, hold on now. This gal's got a few questions to ask. Sure, I've heard that southern accent somewhere before. Oh, well, I'll be Mr. Phoenix Wright. How you been? Haven't seen you in, what, a year? You are, Lot of hair, was it? Lot of who? Wait, you must not be making fun of my hair. No, I wasn't making fun. I was complimenting you on your fine hair. I dare say you're one heartless man, Mr. Wright. It's because of my testimony that your friend got out of being guilty. Looks like you already forgot that. Hold up. You were working with the prosecution at first as one of their witnesses, and came after us as if we were a piece of sirloin steak. Minor detail. Stop being so uptight, letting little things get in the way. The name's Hart. Lot of Hart. Don't you go forgetting it. Oh yeah, that's it. Now listen here. I'm here to take some pictures today. Gonna get myself a real scoop. So I guess you're still at it being a photographer. You betcha, the hardest working one out there, I reckon. Didn't I say I was gonna make a name for myself as a famous paranormal photographer? Oh, that's right. This ain't no time to be wasting time. Channeling's about to get started. Is it that time already? We should all hurry up and get to the meditation room. What are you waiting around for? Come on. A lot of Hart, huh? I've been judging her harshly because of that case. But I guess looking back, we had some good times too. I wonder if she was the one in the side room. Nope. Okay. We will now begin the channeling. Mystic Maya and honored guest, please proceed into the channeling chamber. With this, I can finally swat all those pesky flies once and for all. You hearing me? They won't be able to say a single bad thing about me after this. You would love to hear them apologize, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Mr. Wright? Me? Oh, sure. Mystic Maya, do you have the channeling chamber key? Yep, right here. That is most satisfactory. That key is one of a kind, so please take care of it well. It'll be fine, Aunt Morgan. I won't lose it, trust me. Okay, Dr. Gray, let's get started. Finally, let's go. I don't trust this guy. Now let us wait patiently out here for them. Let's have some lovely bitter green tea and jaw-droppingly large strawberry desserts. Hold on now, Granny. Granny? How come we ain't allowed in that room? Dear madam, you have an impressive grasp of English. From where did you learn it? What? I'm from the heart of the heartland. Is that so? But I humbly request that you return to this heart of the heartland. Oh, sorry. What? This is Karain Village. If you cannot follow our traditions and rules, we request that you leave. Sorry. Wow, she shut Lotta up. Now that's impressive. Now then, let us wait. Pardon me. Hey now, what was that just now? It came from inside the channeling chamber. Bang. Hey, that's a gunshot. Excuse me? I've heard that sound before. It's a gunshot. I'd bet my afro on it. Miss Faye, what should we do? Yellow-bellied chicken liver, what are you waiting for? Take it down already. That key is one of a kind. In this world, there is only that one. Even I am powerless to open that door. Alright, stand aside. I'm going to break the door down. Wait, please, that's sort of recklessness. I'm impressed he was able to fucking bust that giant wooden door open. Dr. Gray. I was murdered. Maya? That man murdered me, so I killed him. What? What? At a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? Step away from there. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. Hey, let's go, city boy. Leave this to the granny. Uno momento. Alright. My cell phone doesn't get reception way out here, so I ended up using the phone booth to call the police. And? They're on their way. That's good. Lordy, I saw a genuine mysterious phenomenon. She seems really on edge because of all of this. Not that I blame her. I'm scared to death by what's going on. Let's talk to her. Hey, mister. That gal, Maya, she wasn't the one that pulled the trigger, was she? Not in a technical sense. Well, yes, in a technical sense, but no. Oh yeah, Lada doesn't know that when Maya's channeling, her whole physical appearance changes. Then again, weren't there only 2 of them in there? I reckon she must have done it then. Lada, what do you know about Dr. Gray? Not much, but I did some digging. That's one gent with a bad reputation. Really? Here he's good at surgery and stuff, but his personality stinks like wet sheep. I sort of got the same impression myself. He's real controlling. As soon as his nurse or patients don't do what he says, he starts to holler. Must have been real rough to work for him. Ah, Mr. Wright. Miss Faye, how's, Mystic Maya? She has returned to this world. The spirit severing technique was successful. Let me see her, please. If she's still unconscious, I humbly request that you wait outside for her recovery. Guess I just have to wait. The police are here. Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? You again? What are you doing all the way out here, Detective Gumshoe? It's actually kind of funny. I was in the area for a business trip, pal. Well, time to check out the crime scene. I'll have to question everyone here later on. So just sit tight, alright? Why is he grinning at me? Shall I show you to the scene of the crime, Detective Jim Shoe? My name is Jim Shoe. 2 of them went into the channeling chamber. I guess all I can do for now is see what everyone else has to say. Check out the winding way. Check out the side room. You actually still asleep in here? Pretty sure there was someone sleeping in here. Someone sleeping here earlier. Like, how can I help you? That's like, so isn't it about time to start? Huh? Time to start what? You know, like the channeling. Channeling? Oh, no, actually the situation has kind of changed. Excuse me. Huh? Like, what do you mean? Please stay calm, but there's been a murder. So like, a murder is that thing where like one person kills another, right? Yeah, a person has killed another person. Oh, that's, what are the words I'm looking for? It's like totally a bummer. Yeah. After all that effort, that's all she has to say. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to, like, introduce myself. My name is Eenie Miney. Yeah, definitely. At the college, I'm researching and studying parapsychology. Parapsychology. That's right. I think people, like, usually call it occult studies or something. Like supernatural phenomenon, ESP, and psychic powers, that sort of stuff. It's pretty out there. I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Yeah, let's talk to Eeny Miny. Or Eeny Meeny, I don't know. So what brings you here today? So I was the one who told Dr. Gray about this place. He asked me, do you know of a good spirit medium? Dr. Gray did say something about being introduced to this place. Because, talking to dead people and, multiple personalities are my thing. I see. Why were you taking a nap here? I wasn't feeling good. Huh? I'm, allergic to sesame seeds. They, must have put some in the food they served for lunch. Right. So I, felt sick and came in here to, sleep. I totally feel like I've wasted my time because I, slept a long time. So you were sleeping here the entire time? Yeah, ever since lunch. So you don't know anything about the murder that took place? What? Oh, that. I, totally know nothing. So who was, killed? The surgeon that requested the channeling, Dr. Gray. You and Dr. Gray knew each other, right? I don't know any Dr. Gray. Oh, really? Then what was all that talk about him earlier? Huh? Well, a long, long time ago, I was, a patient, yeah. Sounds like she's trying to hide something. Not much more we can bring out of her, so let's just go back. There's no one here, as usual. Hey, how are you? You're Pearl, right? Silent as ever. What's that she got in her hand? I've seen it somewhere before. What is it? Is my hair, is it too spiky? Not spiky enough? Police are busily running here and there, and I don't see Maya anywhere. Hey, you! Don't touch anything! Look, I really need to ask you some questions. Don't look at me like I'm some sort of uncaring jerk. Tell you what, pal. I'll let you ask me a few questions, alright? Actually. Hey, pal, no touching without my permission. I'm just looking at it. Hey, I can't be too careful. A kid like her can be a murder suspect. Now can I? I guess if I want to search this room, we'll have to come back later. So let's talk to good old Gumshoe. About Maya. Hate to break this to you, pal, but with the way things look now, that girl's the only one who could have done it. Yeah, only Maya and the victim were inside this room after all. Collision. But Maya is... You can ask more about her later, pal. Right now, I've got a job to do, and that's collecting evidence. Detective Gumshoe looks like a real professional. And yet, something about his expression still looks the same. So, Dr. Gray was shot with a gun, huh? He was shot in the forehead. But he was also stabbed in the chest with a knife. A knife? Basically, the Vic was first stabbed, and then he was shot. Probably scared out of her wits after having a murder take place right by her. Lotta? God, don't let me be next. God, don't scare me like that. What do you mean? You're the one scaring me. If I weren't so tough, you'd have another dead body on your hands. Mine. Did you see or notice anything that stuck out at you? Nah, well, maybe one thing. What is it? Turns out my poor stomach's not good at handling this kind of thing. What? Curses and ghosts and stuff coming back to get you? This is just too much, I say. What is too much? Being an occult photographer. That's some scary stuff, so I think I'm going to try being a celebrity photographer now. Going after photos more within your reach from now on. More glamour and less gore. What's up? Oh, yeah. What is it? I took some hot pictures earlier. Huh? Remember? I took some pictures at the murder scene inside. Ah, she did. 2 even. The Seance Murder. I sure like the ring of that. It'll be a sensational story. Sorry, but my journalistic sense is burning inside of me. Hate to cut and run, but I'm heading back in. Gotta beat those cops to the scoop of the century. I don't know who's scarier, Lotta or the spirits. And why does it feel like we've been through this before? Oh, dear madam, you have such impeccable timing. Like, what's all the buzz? Alright everyone, listen up. You too, pal. I'm going to give you all a brief update. Right now, it looks like the investigation's not going to be done until real late. That is a terrible shame. I propose that everyone sleep here under the roof of the Fey Manor tonight. What a mess. I can't believe how crazy this day turned out. Maya was arrested and taken away by the police. And I don't see myself getting any sleep tonight. Ugh, morning. I guess I must have nodded off at some point. I hope Maya's okay. I should hurry and get to the detention center ASAP. Nick! Maya? What am I going to do? I never imagined it would turn out like this. Calm down, Maya. Take deep breaths. Come to think of it, the first time I met her, it all started right here in this detention center. I finally get to see you again, and it's not your fault. You didn't do it. No, I did it. I killed that person. But that wasn't you. It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. I was too weak, and I couldn't control the spirit's power, so I don't want to bring up the case quite yet, but you don't have to be nice to me. I understand. So you're the master or something of the Korean School of Channeling? Actually, my mother is for now. But since that title has passed from mother to daughter, I guess I will be someday. But many people think that channeling isn't real, that it's all just an act. You believe in us, don't you? Yeah, because I've seen it with my own eyes. When Maya's channeling a spirit, not only does her voice, but her whole physical appearance changes. It's a supernatural phenomenon that occurs every time. Happened this time, too. Dr. Gray said he wanted to call the nurse, so... Maya's body must have taken on that nurse's appearance. What exactly happened to the channel? What exactly happened in the channeling chamber? I went into that room with Dr. Gray and locked the door. And sat down across from him. Okay. I closed our eyes and I began the channeling. This is sounding kind of creepy, like the beginning of a scary story. And that's the last thing I remember. What? After a spirit comes into my body, I lose myself, my consciousness. Sorry, just applying some lotion to some tattoos. That way they won't itch as much. And you don't remember a single thing? When I came to, I was being held in my aunt's arms. And then there was blood all over my clothes. Oh, but I do remember having a dream. A dream? What kind of dream did you have while you were channeling? I can't remember it all that well, but I was dead and buried in the ground. I couldn't move and it was unbearable, really suffocating. It went something like that. I see. I have no idea what to say to that. There's a really familiar smell, too. Under the ground? Yeah, I can't quite place it, but I know I've smelled that same scent before. I guess that's about all the information I'm going to gather for today. I'll be back later, Maya. In the meantime, please make sure you prepare it, okay? Huh? It? What is it? The document requesting me to be your attorney, of course. But, what's wrong? Are you sure? I mean, I'm guilty. I'm a murderer. No one's decided that yet. But I did. I killed that person with these 2 hands. That's enough, Maya. It's hopeless. If you defend me, you'll lose, I'm sure. Stop it. Help me. Nick, help me. I'm scared. Don't worry, I will. When's the trial? Sounds like tomorrow. As usual, 0 prep time. Alright, I'm going now. Wait. This jewel. This is called a Magatama. It's a magical charm and it's always protected me. Give this to Pearlie and I'm sure she'll lend you her spiritual powers. Make sure you show that to Pearlie, okay, Nick? I'm sure she'll be a big help to you. Ugh, feels like I've been gone forever. But it's only been 1 day. Oh, that's right. Where's that newspaper Dr. Gray brought the other day? Ah, here it is, right on top of my desk. This is the only thing he left behind that's going to be of any help. I have to save Maya, no matter what. It's her life on the line. Again. What in the world happened in that room yesterday? The meditation room nurtures all mediums, young and old. Even mediums in training, I'd wager. But it's pretty deserted today. Probably because of the murder yesterday. Looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. I should take this chance and thoroughly check this room. If I'm lucky, I might uncover a clue or 2. Shit. Oh, Mr. Wright. Good morning. I'm on my way to go meet Mystic Maya, and I thought to bring her some items to make her feel more at home. Namely, tea so bitter you lose your tongue and jaw-droppingly large strawberry desserts. I'm sure Maya will be very grateful. That's Mystic Maya, good sir. Ugh, she was one scary lady. Oh dear, sweet Mystic Maya. Pearl wept constantly for you last night, as did I. I know it's important for me to search this site, but I should ask her some questions too while I have the chance. I would like to ask you a few questions about what happened yesterday. Do you mean that awful tragedy? That man murdered me, so I killed him. Maya? Step away from there. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. What happened here in this room after I left? Well, first I struck Mystic Maya on the head to make her go unconscious, correct? That is correct. Next I performed the spirit severing technique. The spirit of that nurse was inside Mystic Maya's body. I used the technique to send the nurse's spirit back to the other world. I wonder if this kind of testimony is even admissible in a court of law. Who knows? By the way, what is this room exactly? The channeling chamber. This room was created for the sole purpose of preventing such a tragedy as yesterday. What do you mean? Sometimes when an inexperienced medium calls an especially strong spirit, that spirit may become violent and revolt, as you witnessed yesterday. Revolt? But how? When a spirit enters a medium's body, she loses her will and herself steps aside. To put it another way, the spirit is borrowing the medium's body. But isn't that extremely dangerous? The experienced medium has little problem controlling the spirit. But Mystic Maya, that was her first channeling, and that was why I insisted on locking the door. However, I never thought that we'd be calling danger upon the client himself. I'm grateful that one of our heirlooms was not damaged in this horrific incident. And that would be that folding screen there. It is the Korean sacred writings. Along with the Korean sacred urn, they are this village's most treasured possessions. If I ever found out that something happened to either one. Oh, the humanity. Odd for her to be worrying about the folding screen at a time like this. I guess this isn't just some dilapidated old screen after all. So how is Pearl today? Mr. Wright? Yes? In this world, Pearl is my most treasured possession. And compared to even Mystic Maya, Pearl has the spiritual power to become a master. That's very impressive. Until now, the women of the Branch family have thought themselves to be inferior. But Pearl is different. Her spiritual strength is so great it is even greater than some of the main family. Yes, Pearl is a channeling prodigy and is the pride of the Branch family. Christ, okay. In any case, our world is so different from yours, perhaps it is best for you to quit, good sir. Quit? Quit what? It's a beautiful and expensive folding screen. It also looks quite old. There seems to be some sort of sacred text written on it, but I can't read it. It's a hole. Could this have been made by a bolt? Well then, I do believe it's time for me to take my leave. Alright, please tell Maya I said hi. What was that? I mean, Mystic Maya. I will tell her. There's some empty space behind the folding screen. The light of the candles can't reach, so it's completely dark. I hope no one's hiding back there. I guess this is an altar, whatever it is, it feels very important. A mirror-like object with a cloudy reflective surface and some branches of a sacred tree have been set in a predetermined arrangement. I guess they're used during the channeling. This is where the medium sits. No matter what I do, my eyes keep getting drawn to the pool of blood in the center. The meditation room is on the other side of this heavy-looking door. The lock on it is broken because I broke it. Doesn't seem possible, but I managed to break it pretty badly. When we want to do something bad enough, people can do the most amazing things. I guess this is kind of what qualifies him to be in Marvel vs. Capcom, because he broke a tempered, I think it's iron, a tempered iron lock. It's pretty strong. Let's check out the winding way. Little Pearl isn't here today. Maybe she's at school? I doubt she goes to school. Oh, hey, like you're that guy from yesterday, the dentist guy. No, I'm a lawyer. That's right, Mr. Smith, Esquire. That's right. I mean, you're wrong. My name is Wright. Smith, Wright. Well, I got like 3 letters at least. I don't think she gets the point, but whatever. Anyways, why are you here? So, like, I study this thing called parapsychology at this college, and yeah, you told me about that yesterday, the sesame allergy too. What I'd really like to know is why you're still here today. Oh, so, like, that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more, like, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like, that's it? Why did you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, like, what was I talking about again? Well, I'd ever wanted another genuine mysterious phenomenon, it's right here. So why are you still here? Like, there's so much for me to, like, study here. Like, what? Like, the medium's training, or, like, how they inherit their spiritual power? I suppose. This village is the real thing, after all. So, like, I asked if I could stay here for, like, a little longer. She sure seems like the carefree type, at least, on the surface. Have you heard about the murder? It's, like, totally scary. she says with a silly smile plastered on her face. So do you know anything about it that might help? Somehow, I don't think she has a grip on reality, let alone what's going on here. About the victim, Dr. Gray. I don't know who you're talking about. Like, wait, I think you asked me about him like yesterday too. That's right. The reaction yesterday when I asked was... Eenie Miney is not exactly what she seems. She is definitely hiding something from me. Like, is something wrong? Ah, you surprised me. And how are you today? I guess she isn't open to friendly chatting. Huh? She's still holding something in her hand. It looks like the same thing she had yesterday. Oh yeah, Maya said to give this to you. Ah, I'm in trouble now. If Morgan sees us like this, I'll be the next one they're channeling. That's Mystic Maya's... Huh? She actually spoke. Who are you? I'm Phoenix Wright. I worked with Maya. You worked with Mystic Maya? You're Mr. Nick, right? Excuse me? Bet I know who she's picked. I bet I know who she picked Nick up from. I know who you are. You're Mystic Maya's special someone. Excuse me? So then, of course, you're going to help Mystic Maya, aren't you? That's what you're going to do, right? Well, yeah. Oh, wow, it's like a beautiful fairy tale. That earnest look shining brightly in your eyes. It must be true love. Am I being boiled into a bright red lobster by this little kid? I'm so jealous of Mystic Maya. Ah, what a wonderful relationship. Yeah. I can tell you're a good person. Alright, Mr. Nick. I may be small, but I'm going to help you in any way I can. Pearl, are you friends with Maya? I feel very grateful to be friends with her. She's so great. I wanted to be like Mystic Maya when I grew up. I really look up to her. Wow, I had no idea Maya was so revered. Usually when people don't use Mystic Maya's title, I get mad. Oh, sorry. But if it's you, Mr. Nick, then it's okay. Because you're special to her. Where in the world did you get an idea like that? By the way, this may be rude, but which channeling school are you from? Which channeling school? Yes, for example, I study the Korean technique. Ah, I get it. No, I'm a lawyer. Lawyer? Yep. Is that related to spirit mediums in any way? None that I know of. Wait, are you telling me you don't know what a lawyer is? I'm sorry, but I have no idea. Maya did say Pearl doesn't know much about the outside world. So what's that you've got there, Pearl? Oh, this? I found it yesterday. If you want it, I can give it to you. Alright, well, if you really want to give it to me. You look like a child at a toy store, Mr. Nick. She not only speaks in a refined manner, but laughs in one, too. Mr. Nick? Yeah? Can I call you? I can call you that, right? You're too cute just to call you Pearl. Sure, Mr. Nick. Are you sure it's okay for me to have this Magatama? Yeah, it's okay. I was told to give it to you. But I can't accept something like this. All I really should do is channel this Magatama with spiritual energy. Spiritual energy? Please take this. I'm sure it'll be helpful. What do you mean? We'll let you see people's secrets. See people's secrets? Yes. If it's alright with you, I would like to accompany you for a little while. I can explain the Magatama's power to you when we meet someone hiding a secret. Hello again. We seem to be seeing a lot of each other today. Ah, she's like totally cute. Is she like your daughter? What? No. How old do you think I am? Wow, it's a Magatama. Ah, you shouldn't have. It's so totally not for you. Hey, like it's not nice to freak me out like that. It should be my line. Now where did this box come from? I'm sure this wasn't here last night. It looks like a box for storing clothes, but it's pretty big for just clothes. It's mostly empty, but a few folded piece of channeling costumes sit at the bottom. Interesting. You left the blanket a mess. Are you going to fold it? Like I had a really good nap and like I was thinking of leaving it like this so it's like all set for tonight. I wanted to ask you about the victim, Dr. Gray. I like totally don't know him. Ah, what is that? You can see it, can't you, Mr. Nick? You can see the lock on that person's heart. Huh? This is the power of the Magatama. Only you can see these Cyclops, Mr. Nick. Cyclops, huh? The more someone wants to hide their secrets, the more locks you will see. If it's only one, I think you can easily unlock it. Unlock? But how? Please use Mystic Maya's Magatama on this person, and let's remove the lock. You must be careful though, Mr. Nick. If you make a mistake, it will hurt you. If you don't think you have the proof you need, you must have the courage to stop. Money. I believe you know who Dr. Gray is. I told you. Like, how many times do I, like, have to repeat myself? If you're, like, so totally sure, then, like, where's your proof? Well, it may be possible you've never actually met Dr. Gray in person. I do believe you might have at least indirectly known him. Like, what do you mean, indirectly? Hey, it's you, pal. So you're going to be her lawyer, I bet. Yes. I really feel bad for you, pal. Just this once, I wish I could be on your side. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, but I shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff to you. Hey, you're a cute kid. Ha ha ha, I'm not scary, honest. Wow, I never knew Gumshoe liked kids. Hey, I know, I'll show you something cool. How's this? It's a real genuine pistol. Why are you showing her that, man? What about Baya and the charges against her? I don't think you can win, pal. If you're talking about proof, we got a few pieces. You got proof? Yeah, pal. That puffy-haired photographer's going to testify tomorrow. You must be talking about Lada. Actually, speaking of Lada. took some hot pictures earlier. I wonder what her camera captured. Besides, you must have realized by now, pal, there's no way anyone other than Maya Fey could have done it. What am I supposed to say to Pearls now, huh? About Dr. Gray. The victim wasn't super famous, but people still knew who he was. His face was all over those tabloid shows last year. Yeah, I know. I was looking through some newspapers from last year and... Huh? Could have sworn I'd cut an article out, but I must have lost it. He's searching through his pockets. Boy, are those big. It looked really interesting, too. Hey, do you have a copy, pal? A copy of that article? I think Dr. Gray might have brought a copy to the office when he came by. About Maya's trial tomorrow. I got 2 pieces of news for you, pal. 2? Yeah, bad news and even worse news. So which do you want to hear first? I don't really care. It doesn't change the fact that I'm not going to like it. Alright, pal. Well, the prosecutor for the trial was Prosecutor Von Karma. What? Von Karma? No, not that Von Karma. Manfred Von Karma. He was an awe-inspiring veteran prosecutor. He never lost a case in the 40 years of his career and raised a fearsome disciple. The horrible aftertaste of the evil he force-fed me is something I'll never forget. Wait a sec. But didn't Von Karma stand trial and... Yeah, that's where the other piece of bad news comes in. The Von Karma you're facing tomorrow is actually his successor. Successor? So, who is the successor to Von Karma? Literally, pal, it's Prosecutor Von Karma's kid. This kid became a prosecutor real young, like 13, and hasn't lost a trial since. That's what they call a prodigy, pal. Kid, huh? Wait a second. Who had sex with Manfred Von Karma? I would have heard something about it. Oh, no. The kid was born and raised in Germany, pal. That country's got a lot of stuff and is a great place to develop a person's talents. Germany, huh? That's probably why I've never heard of her. Still, all it takes is someone mentioning the name Von Karma. I get terrible flashbacks to that case. Stop it. Get a grip on yourself, Phoenix. None of that matters anymore now that he's gone. Dr. Gray brought this over to my office the other day. Hey, it's that news story, the one about the malpractice suit. 14 patients died and it caused a huge stink. Yeah, but that's not the worst part. That's not all, pal. Things only got worse after that. You mean the car accident the nurse died in? Oh, here we go. I brought my own clipping with me today. Here, pal. This is for you. Alright, thanks. Mimi mining. So, let's go, throw this in what's-her-name's face. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to talk about this. The Magatama gets introduced in this game and is used in, I think, almost every case subsequently. Yeah, so basically it's people, like, it's kind of like cross-examination where people have stuff they're hiding from you. You have to use proof to bring it out, except it gives you more information when you're investigating. And sometimes I think you might break psychologics in court. I'm not sure, but whatever. controller's acting up. Let me fix this. Yeah. You say you don't know him.
Take that!
Well, what do you have to say to this? Take a look at this newspaper clipping. Like, what is it? A story about an accident? Please read the victim's name. Mimi Miney? Miney is a pretty rare last name, wouldn't you say? Miss Mimi Miney wouldn't happen to be a relative of yours, would she? So you noticed. She was my older sister. I'm sorry about your loss. Your sister, was she a nurse, perhaps? At Dr. Gray's surgical clinic? Gray Surgical Clinic. I don't think I need to tell you the clinic was run by the victim, Dr. Turner Gray, which is how you knew of Dr. Gray. You knew him through your sister. Please, tell me all you know about Dr. Gray. My sister's name was Mimi Miney. She was like a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. That's what I thought. I heard that like Dr. Gray was really tough on people, like a total slave driver. My sis was always coming home totally wiped out because she was overworked. Wiped out? Is that why she fell asleep at the wheel? That guy like drove my sis so hard that like that's why the accident happened. The one where 14 patients died from malpractice? Yeah, like I think that was the doctor's fault too. Probably was. My sis was pushed by like everyone's expectations and like her duties and stuff, and that pushed her to her death. Oh, I'm sorry. So like, are we done? I've like already told my story to like everyone. Do you understand now, Mr. Nick? This is how a psych lock works. Well, I don't plan to pry into people's hearts unless I absolutely need to. The lock this time was pretty easy, but you might meet people who aren't as willing to give in later on. If you don't have enough proof, be careful and know when to stop trying. Mr. Nick? What's wrong? I've never left Corain Village. Really? Wow, that's pretty amazing. You're going to meet with Mystic Maya, aren't you? Please tell her I said hi. Hey, wait! She ran off again. Well, I know Enie's secret now, but I still don't have any idea how I'm going to save Maya. I don't even know if I should go in there with a smile or a straight face. What am I supposed to do? I'm almost out of time. Can I really do anything? Can I really save her? Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Must be Maya. It's been a long time, hasn't it, Phoenix? Mia! Even without me being here, it looks like you've learned to stand on your own. Mia. She's Maya's older sister and my mentor. She was a top-notch defense lawyer, but a certain case forced her into retirement. But whenever I'm in trouble, she comes to help, just like this. Her spirit comes back from the other world and borrows Maya's body for a bit. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets, and especially when it's bad. Mia, you can't smile at the end if you have been smiling the whole way there. In any case, the face you're making now is no face to show a client, Phoenix. But, so tell me all about it. I'm going to guess that my sister's in a lot of trouble again. Oh, yeah. I told her everything about what had happened to the last 2 days. Mia closed her eyes, deep in thought, while she listened. I see. Mia, what am I supposed to do? It's pretty clear what a good lawyer does in this situation. And that is, tell me, please. Believe in your convictions and fight for the complete acquittal of your client. Mia Fey is the only character in video game franchise history whose death is completely irrelevant because they still keep showing up. You think Maya's not guilty? How can you be so sure? I know she is, and I'll give you a hint as to why. Yeah? Mediums can't have dreams. They can't? From what you told me, it sounds like Maya was having a dream while channeling. Yeah? She said she dreamt that she had died and been buried in the ground. That is impossible. You heard it from her, I'm sure. When a medium channels, her own spirit disappears, which means that it is impossible for her to dream during that time. Then what does that mean? I think it's safe to bet that Maya was set up. A setup? It's up to you to blow the lid on this case tomorrow and show how she was set up. How am I supposed to prove her innocence when I have nothing to go on? If you're looking for a clue, it's already in your hands. It is? Just as it sounds, Phoenix, you already hold the key. Really? Come on, show me the key to this case. The key, huh? Mia, have you seen this key before? Ah, the key. It's literally the key to understanding everything that's happened in this case. This key? Phoenix, listen, right now, that key is sitting in your hand. However, it shouldn't be. It contradicts the facts. What does she mean? I'm certain this key will be a piece of evidence that makes your case tomorrow. You already know everything you need to know. You know what the key to this case is. That is enough. But how can I win tomorrow without knowing who the real murderer is? Who could have... Oh, but we know. I didn't know it at the time, but this day was going to end with a turn for the surprising. Mia? What? What's wrong? That's right, only I can see the Cyclops. Which means Mia must know something about the real murderer. But for this to be something that she would hide under lock and key from even me, what in the world is going on? What in the world is going on indeed, Phoenix? Alright, so we're gonna hit that save, and I'm going to take like probably about a 15-minute break to grab something to eat. That way I don't have to stop and eat lunch around like 12 or whatever, so we can wrap this case up in one swift motion. Anyways, I'll be back, like I said, about 10-15 minutes. Alright. Excuse me. We're back. I didn't time it, but should be fine. Anyway. Let's get rolling. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it's a successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya. Pearly. You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Did you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have been training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. That's... takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Hurley, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. He's also a friend.
Objection!
I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday.
Objection!
Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end.
Objection! Objection!
It was always back and forth with them. But when your rivals for life... Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and defense prepared? What is with this kid? Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Professor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. See, I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to the country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood have only one thing, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father, like daughter, I suppose. Witness, your name and occupation? Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone will please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? It's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into that room. Ah, and that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. Not so fast, Your Honor. So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Anywhere from 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know you shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. What a mouthful. Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, the burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see, and whose knife was it? Looks like it belongs to the Fays, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish the job off, to finish the victim off after the stab. Are you sure he was stabbed first and then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank clearly is certainly... A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Kinda. Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix, right? Ugh, what a pain. Murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe? Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now, why would he have...
Objection!
Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you're missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Fays, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Is that what the autopsy report says? Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time and 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes, even in the face of all of this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? The opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your position, you stand to lose. Just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. Pardon me. Excuse me. Can't let that happen. Your Honor, the defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective. Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here, proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court will like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. But he had a pistol with him. So this is the costume. Certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links my FA to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. She's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle. Well, I think... the answer is not that. Look at my court record. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? Kind of scary today, you know, pal? Come now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that.
Hold it!
This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. So were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence?
Objection!
If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Let's move on. Nah, we're gonna press further. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about these costumes. I just have to look harder. There's nowhere for you to poke a hole in it. Your Honor, actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is the problem you're talking about? I've come this far. No turning back now.
Take that!
I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? That wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion that you can make is that this must be a bullet hole. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke. Nothing more. How could you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who without a doubt was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? Ah, you're right. Seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Huh. What is with that "are you finished yet" left? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, Just the fact that there was a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. How so? Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Yes, sir, right away. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. The scenario you've put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Oh. Ow. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning? Mr. Fiend is right. Mayaphe was in the middle of channeling. Was she not? In channeling with the Korean channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Korean channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect. About what you're talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Sorry. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring the gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed it. So you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when the shot was fired. My, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. The defendant picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Maya's never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you could fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me? I wonder. Now do you understand? Yvonne Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but there's got to be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth.
Objection!
Didn't want to present that. The problem with that is that
Objection!
shit.
Hold it! Objection! Objection!
Suppress everything again.
Hold it! Hold it!
Okay, so two shots fired. Where's my ingrace for defense?
Objection!
Just gonna try everything.
Objection!
And once I get a bite, I'll reload.
Objection! Objection!
I don't remember.
Objection!
I need to use the restroom. I might have to look up a walkthrough for this because it has been a long time since I played this. I don't remember. Anyways, BRB. Okay, I'm back. Is my microphone working? Yeah, it is. Okay. I know what I meant to. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I went ahead and looked up a walkthrough. I know that some people might consider that cheating, but there's a lot of stuff in these games that are kind of obtuse. So sometimes it's easier to just look things up.
Objection!
Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Huh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something was shot point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That's a very good point. And what does it mean exactly? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other.
Objection!
I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix, right? You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. And I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How's that?
Objection!
As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then, that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took a shot. There, that should satisfy even you. Does make an awful lot of sense. There's a fatal flaw in our argument, Your Honor. Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation.
Take that!
This is the last piece. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What's that? A folding screen? I'd like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? Yes, they are. The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. It had to have been about right here. Somewhere around here. Sure.
Take that! Take that!
get through everything. Yeah, I don't have all that shit lost. Yada yada yada. Flippity floppity blue.
Objection! Take that! Take that!
She was standing here near the folding screen. Wait a second, we know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole on this costume. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything if you shot at her first. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what the defendant was doing at this time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Figuring things out and improving the logic behind everything is your job. Alright. With this, the rest of the trial should be the bag. Blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all things to inherit, why did you have to inherit that smarmy smile? Detective. How dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is it all my fault? You can start by repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee, and rest assured your punishment will come later. Punishment. Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call the next witness. Next witness, that's gotta be Lotta. Oh, you bet it's Lotta. That was close. I know you were giving it all your to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks, I think. That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose me, my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. Court will now reconvene. I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Okay. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Witness, name and occupation, please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine. That ain't fine. That's a whip. There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. Name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. Moment of truth. So here's the picture. It certainly seemed that only the defendant and the victim were in the room. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh, you bet I'm ready. Was it really only those two that went in?
Objection!
What are you blabbing about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really the two of them? Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little cooler. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix, why don't you just tell us what happened? Yes, I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. Judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Please think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when you broke into that room? I was murdered. Odd at a time like this. Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, this gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Well, you see. Order, Miss Hart, you are here to present an accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good, this shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. One of those people entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Absolutely certain of that. Sure am. That old witch chases out of that room, son. Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? There was no one else in there, and you know it. What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Wreck given. Wreck given, you know. You reckon? That's a given. I took me a good look around that room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What, you got a problem? Wreck given. I mean, I'm having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop with all of your backwoods riddles, I would appreciate it. Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you? Enough. Seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if you think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. Well, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. I think it's quite obvious to the court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. Totally 100% impossible. Ms. Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect mine. The defense... Phoenix. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. I guess I made it just in time, what you say? But, Pearl, the clothes are a bit small. Anyways, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. You remember what you told me yesterday? Dr. Gray. One final piece of this puzzle. Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated questions? It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect, absolutely flawless, and what time than this for you to see that? I have some place I must go after this. All right, Jesus. What happened when you burst into the channeling chamber? Okay, you got it. Oh, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Witness's account. Part 2. I broke into that room. All I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad with the blood and ghosts and stuff. Let's give it another go. Perhaps that body was not Dr. Gray's at all. Well, I reckon that's possible. The body inside that room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix, right? Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling, or maybe... Foolish fool spouting foolishness, just as I expected of a foolish fool such as you. If that were the case, then that means Maya Fey is, in fact, dead. I suppose. But that would make the defendant's chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it? Even knowing that, you still persist in being a paranormal photographer? That's why I'm getting out of this here business. This gal's gonna get the dirt on the stars and be a tabloid photographer from now on. She goes through jobs faster than a baby through diapers. Mr. Phoenix, right? Would it kill you to stay on topic for a change? Well, would it, Mr. Wright? Nice. Tag team with stereo. I guess I should be grateful it's not in 5.1. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. We took 2 shots. There are 4 lights. But only 1 has been submitted into evidence. Miss Hart, where's the other picture you've been withholding? No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know it can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. And why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? Von Karma. You're hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this, you're as bad as your father. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to the court? I thought this picture was not important and thus felt no need to submit it, that's all. How could you think that the pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How could you say that? What fucking sense does that make? What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. It's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think the important point here is the person in the picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this? It's no good. We've been through this so many times. Take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visiting room. This is Mr. Phoenix rather than the defendant Maya Fey during his visit. Is this a totally different person? She looks this way because she was obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. It's unbelievable that she can... Yet it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she is calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may. Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. Looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying this person is the defendant, Maya Fey? Well, no, actually, because of her left sleeve. Your Honor. Oh, the fire has returned in your eyes, I see. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to the testimony up until now.
Take that!
Please direct your attention here to the sleeve. There isn't anything odd about that. And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there. There's a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. You intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence, didn't you, bitch? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. Ah, she's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Tisk tisk, jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of these incompetent fools. What do you mean? And what incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct had missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I did, and I couldn't have known that this picture was of any value to this case. I see. She's lying through her teeth, I know it. That woman knew everything. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. Oh, for sure, she's just as bad as her dad. Or, like, she's like Edgeworth, where, like, she starts out as, like, just a villain, basically, but she gets some depth later on. But you can't prove that. Franziska Von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that the detective gets what's coming to him. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe. I don't think they can drop that guy's salary any lower until he starts just working pro bono for the police department. In any case, this is a big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, man. Your Honor. There's only one logical explanation for this contradiction. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order, order, order. Order is not restored. I will suspend this trial. The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please, enlighten us. Hey, witness. Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. I wonder if you could whip somebody to death. I doubt it. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say that you... I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see, now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix, right? Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Now, you know, that is a good question. Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if this picture of the person is not, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix, right? Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix, right? But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Well, it's quite easy, actually. Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix, right? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix? So where did this intruder appear? Where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at the situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? What if Maya had left that room somehow? I could prove that either one of those conditions were true. Mr. Wright, let's hear what you come up with. I think what happened before forcing our way into the channeling chamber is... Maya had left the room. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolish with foolish dreams. She's being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fay. The chances of her leaving the crime scene was lower than that detective's salary.
Take that!
Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door? Yeah, that's why we couldn't get the door open. That's the key. That key is the only one of its kind, after all. Oh, one of a kind, you say? Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes? I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? Maya Fey locked herself in when the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Well, ain't that a kid? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that the person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma? How can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible. A perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix, right? I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. Wow, that was you, Pearly? You summoned? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, how did you know? Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Huh, Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think the third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance. Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. Alright, Pearls, you ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A ticket? Poor thing, so sheltered. Thank you very much for bringing me home, Mr. Nick. You're welcome. I had to come here and look into a few things anyways. I thought about this a little. If Mystic Maya didn't kill that nice man, she definitely didn't. Oh, of course. But if she didn't, then someone else did, right? That murderer person. Yeah. Oh, I see. I wonder what's wrong. She seems sad. Well, you probably need this back. You found it on the day of the murder, right? Yeah. Now, where did you find this? I found it in the incinerator. The incinerator? The door on it was a little open, so I took a peek. It was after the channeling, when everyone was in a panic. Mr. Nick? Yeah? Are you going to tell my mother? Huh? You mean tell Morgan what you did? If she finds out I was playing in the leftover trash, I'll get a spanking. Let's keep it a secret from her then, alright? Incinerator, huh? Interesting. Very interesting. So what do you think of seeing your first trial? I was really surprised. I had never seen so many people before. Mystic Maya looked so small and helpless. Well, Maya's already naturally short, so... And then that snobby woman with the ruffly clothes. Wrong karma. She had such a bad attitude, she acted like she already decided that Mystic Maya did it. I'm going to tell her what I think of her tomorrow. I wouldn't miss tomorrow's trial for the world. Why was that woman bullying Mystic Maya? Well, she's the opposite of a lawyer or prosecutor, so her job is to prove people are guilty. They don't care if someone's innocent. All they care about is if they win. That's terrible, but she's really a good prosecutor with a heart on the inside, right? There's no one like that. All prosecutors are the same. Well, he might have become a good guy eventually. He? Who are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Is it the person Mystic Maya was talking about the other day? Mr. Edgeworth? That was a long time ago. He's not around anymore. Huh? He clutched onto his foolish pride too fiercely and died for it. Oh, that's too bad. By the way, yes, what is it? You wouldn't happen to know anything about who the murderer is, would you? Are you asking me? No, I was just thinking earlier. I didn't see anything. Didn't see anything, huh? Speaking of that, during the murder, where was Pearls and what was she doing? And on top of that, this key, just when did she pick this up? I just realized that I never asked what you were doing at the time of the crime. Pearls, where were you and what were you doing when the murder happened? What I was doing? I wasn't doing anything. She's really bad at lying. You can whisper it to me. I won't tell anyone, I promise. Yipes. I guess you can see through my lie, huh? Yeah, quite clearly. I can't lie to you, can I, Mr. Nick? Well, we can hold on to that for a second, because I need to have a look around. It's really empty. Training was supposed to be held today, but I guess it's already over. Hey, there's someone by the incinerator. Ooh, looks like they've noticed me, and are now running at top speed towards me. Oh, hey! Like, you're that dentist guy. Actually, it's Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Nice to see you again. Oh, like, really suave. So it's like my turn. It's nice to see you too. So what's up? You're all out of breath. Like, I'm just totally happy and like totally excited to be here. Excited? Like, I mean, there are so many things to like see. It's like the real deal here. Oh, really? For example, that urn over there. Do you like know about it? All I see is an old cracked piece of pottery. Splendid garden. Found this key inside the incinerator. This is from Maya's costume. There's blood on it. It's a really old urn. There are ashes of a person long dead inside. Looks like something with a long history. Other than that, it's not very interesting, so time to move on. Is there some sort of legend connected with that urn? Like, yeah, it's this, like, village's treasure. Huh, didn't know that. And, like, it's sealed inside that urn. Like, you know, Amy Faye's spirit. Amy Faye? Like, geez, Mr. Smith, get with the program. Everyone knows the lady that founded the Korean channeling technique was Mystic Amy. Like, you don't have to get upset with me, Jesus. So, like, as long as your spirit, like, lives in that urn, the spiritual power of the family will stick around. Like, isn't that totally romantic? I mean, in the classical sense, sure, maybe. That urn really is important. She says it is. It could be a vital clue. I wanted to ask you about the murder. Murder? Dr. Graves, remember? Oh, that one. Like, you should have said so in the first place. So, like, I totally didn't know anything because I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Oh, that's not much help. Did you notice anything at all? Like, come on. What a total bore. I, like, totally have nothing to do with this, like, murder thing. Oh, yeah. You only introduced Dr. Gray to Korean Village. No relation. Sure. Even if you were only acquaintances, that still means you knew him. Furthermore, your sister who died in the accident was a nurse in his clinic. Alright, then. Why don't you tell me about your sister's accident? Like, why? You think, like, it's got something to do, like, with the murder? Yeah, I do. I don't know yet, but I'm trying to chase down every lead I can. Christ. Like, what is it? Everybody's got secrets, Jesus. So there's a spirit in this urn, huh? All I see are a bunch of cracks, but I guess maybe the spirit could live in the space between the cracks. Looks like it says I am on it, huh? The bedding is all laid out today, too. Guess I'll leave him alone for now. Keep wondering about this box. I'm sure it wasn't here before the murder took place. It looks like a box for storing clothes, but it's pretty big for just clothes. Excuse me, who am I talking to? There's no one here. Looks like Morgan's here too, but she hasn't noticed me yet. What is she doing? It looks like she's taking a picture. See? Take a look around. Finally, my chance has come. I've waited for this day for so long. That's right. Prepare yourself, dear Misty. We get the indication that Morgan may not be all what she seems. Oh, if it isn't Mr. Wright. Just curious, but that picture you were looking at. Oh, today was that event, was it not, good sir? I heard you did well. Oh, thanks. Terribly sorry I could not attend the trial today. Please accept my apology. I had a previous engagement, so I had to watch over the trainees training today. I get the sense she really doesn't want to talk about the picture. All because the master can't be here with us, you understand. And that is why a lowly branch family member such as myself must do this. So the master is Maya's mother, right? Mystic Misty. She is a brilliant medium. Where is she now? We're not sure. About 16 or 17 years ago, Mystic Misty failed at channeling a certain spirit, and after that she simply disappeared. Yeah, it's the DL6 incident. I don't believe she'll return to this village in any case. And in 4 years' time, her name will be forever erased from this village. Erased? A person who has been away from the village for over 20 years is considered dead. Oh, I see. And that is 4 years from now for her. When that happens, a new master will be appointed to Karain village. And Mystic Maya was supposed to become the next master. However, with this murder, I'm afraid... Have you remembered anything about the murder? No, I told you everything I already know. Were you in this room the whole time Lotta and I went to call the police? Yes, of course. I was by Mystic Maya's side the entire time. I performed the spirit severing technique and held her in my arms afterwards. You said that yesterday as well. Did anything else happen? I would like to say more did, however, that is all that occurred. I suppose nothing happened in the end, good sir. Sorry to have played on your hopes. So do the students train every day? Yes, absolutely. They were given a day off after the murder, of course. However... Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I assume both Maya and Pearls went through this training? Mr. Wright! How many times must I tell you before you understand? They are to be addressed as Mystic Maya and Mystic Pearl. Whatever. Mystic Pearl? Isn't that going a bit too far? Next question, please. I don't think there's anything I can show her. That is Mystic Maya's costume, isn't it? It's a shame. I never thought anything like this would happen to her. But we don't know that Maya did it. Oh, poor Mystic Maya. This is the key to this room. That's right. But why do you have it, good sir? That I'm not telling. Return it at once. I can't. It's evidence. What is this feeling I'm getting from her? It feels like... It feels like she did it. But that's just my hunch. Quote, unquote. Let's go talk to... Poily. Hey, little brat.
Take that!
We need to have a talk. Pearl, you have to tell me what you were doing when the murder happened, okay? But what if I can't just tell you what happened? Then I'll guess what happened. How does that sound? What? You can't do that. You can tell me. If I guess something right, won't you? Now, in the murder, you were in the winding way.
Take that!
You were here, weren't you, Pearls, in the winding way? Wow, you got it. You think you can tell me now? I'm sorry, not yet. I am a lawyer, you know.
Take that!
So, I feel just a little better. Huh? You are a lawyer, but you're still just a person after all. Oh, I didn't find her ball. I gotta find her ball. Never mind. Never mind. Someone tried to burn this, huh? And this key was also found in there. You had a feeling the incinerator played a crucial part in this murder. Yeah, me too. I wonder if I can crack you yet. Let's see.
Take that!
Huh? Like whose accident? Your sister's accident, you airheaded dope. Dr. Grey Guy made my sister fall asleep. Interesting. Amy just asked whose accident, which means she must know something about another person's accident.
Take that! Take that! Take that!
I wanted to ask you about your own car accident.
Take that!
That's Mystic Maya's. Is that blood? It's nothing really. Just forget you saw this, okay? The Korean sacred writings are on this folding screen. Is that what's written on it? There are 6 lines to the sacred writings. Cleanse thy soul, open the door to the spiritual realm beyond, converse with the departed, cast on thyself protection, maintain the spell, release the spell. So is that a lawyer's sacred treasure? I feel like it has a mysterious power, just like my Magatama. Oh, I guess. Even if it was something that occurred during a channeling act, it is unforgivable. Being born one of the Fae family but of weak spiritual power, it makes the people of this village look down upon you, you know? I didn't know that, but I will be alright as long as I have Pearl. I'm satisfied because I have my Pearl. Oh my, I think I may know this person from somewhere. It's Mia, you know, Maya's older sister. Ah, yes, that is who she is. Memory serves, she became a lawyer. Oh, how splendid of her, don't you think? Good sir, when did you take a hidden picture of Mystic Maya? Not like that at all. About this person. Oh, it is that man, is it not? A man who wishes to borrow a departed spirit's power to hide the lack of his own. Something like that. See how pitifully he died. Insignificant. That would mean you're in this man's. That would mean you're this insignificant man's. That would mean you are that man's insignificant little friend, dear sir. Ugh. I guess that makes Maya my insignificant little assistant, huh? I'm gonna have to like write about it in my report for school. Hey, so like you'll give me this picture for like your report, right? No, are you out of your fucking mind? Mike, sorry, but it's totally like time for my nap. And I don't care about that person anyway. I think I've seen this somewhere before. You're joking, right? Haha, like of course I am. It's Morgan Fay, like she's been totally helpful. So what about her? Oh, nothing in particular, I just wanted to know what you knew about her. Well, she's like a really good person. I see. Like, totally. Okay. Like, that's totally Mystic Maya's cousin, right? Yeah, her name is Pearl. Huh. So this little kid is like the next master? Oh, no. Maya's the next in line to be master. Ah, oh, yeah, like that's right. She's like in a lot of trouble, huh? This will totally prove the power of channeling. Guess that wasn't enough to withstand the Phoenix. The Phoenix. Oh, let's go down to the detention center, actually. Hey, Nick, I've been waiting. So, how was it? What did you find out? I found a few things. Is it so bad that you can't even look me in the eye? I just need a little more time. It'll all come together by tomorrow, I promise. Every time I see you, all I do is cause trouble. That's not true. Shut up. So how was it? Today's trial, I mean. You were fantastic, Nick. Every time I thought our goose was cooked, you managed to turn it all around. I bet it will make a great Hollywood movie. Don't be silly. We have to concentrate on the trial. We're going to win this, Maya. Thanks a lot, really. Hey, Nick. The person who shot Dr. Gray wasn't me, was it? Nah. If that were true, then I'd be really happy, but there wasn't anyone else in that room with the two of us, right? Oh, did you check behind the folding screen? I took a quick glance, but there wasn't anyone there. But it's pitch black dark back there. Could easily have been someone back there. Why do you believe in me? Why do you think I didn't kill Dr. Gray? Because of something Mia told me. What did she say? She said that spirit mediums can't have dreams. When you were channeling, it's impossible for you to dream because your soul leaves you. Now that you mention it... Wait, then... Yeah, you're fine. I think that maybe before you even called the spirit, you were drugged. Drugged? I think this was planned from the very beginning. You were set up to take the blame for killing Dr. Gray. That's... awful, yeah. Hey, better than being a murderer, I guess. I want to ask you something about Pearls. What about her? No matter what I try, she won't answer me. I want to know what she was doing at the time of the murder. Huh? Wait, Nick, you don't think she did it, do you? No, nothing like that. She'd never do anything like that, you hear me? Never. She's a great kid, and really cute, and really great, and cute. I didn't think she was the murderer. But she's definitely hiding something. You were with her on that day, right? Yeah, the two of us. We were playing with a ball. A ball, huh? Sounds like a dead end to me. Tell me about the ball. It's nothing really, just a plain old ball. I think she was still playing with it when I started the channeling that day. Pearl really loves to play with that ball. She loves to play with that ball, huh? When she wants to get it, she always climbs right into the clothing box. Clothing box? Yeah, Pearly's always hiding in there. You know the side room? There's a clothing box in there. It's really big, so once you see it, I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. Ah! Hey, wait, please. She ran off into the manor. Autumn. Ah! Hey! I'm telling you, quit following me, you hear? I'm a worthless piece of trash. You lay eyes on me and they'll turn to dust. God. Let's go to the winding way. Let's go to the side room. Pretty sure I saw Lotta run in this direction, but it doesn't look like she's here. It's Pearl's ball. Aya said that's always kept in the clothing box. So then what's it doing on the floor? Bet that's because it's the clothing box where Pearl's ball is usually kept. I wonder what's inside. Ah! What? What were you doing in there? What are you thinking? I'm a bad person, just another piece of human trash. I needed a hole to crawl into. So you crawled into the clothing box because there wasn't a hole to crawl into? Oh man. Huh? There's a small hole in this clothing box, and it's about 8 inches off the ground. It's the same height as the hole in the folding screen. Betcha this box was behind the clothing screen. Thought I felt my soul take off for a sec when Lotta jumped out at me. It's big enough to fit a grown adult. Well, she can be called an adult. Well, if it's big enough to fit her, then it's probably big enough to fit Skookums over here, but I need to find Pearl. Oh, Mr. Nick, that person ran by here just now. What person? You know, the one with the fluffy cotton candy hair? She means a lot. She said, don't look at me with them eyes, but I'm not that scary, am I? I don't think that's quite what she meant. Oh, that's right. She also wanted me to tell you. Going on a trip to find myself, so don't bother finding me. Okay. You're welcome. Alright. We need to have a chat.
Take that!
Pearl. Let's get through this. Yeah. So she was playing in the wine way. We know this much.
Take that! Take that!
Playing with this ball, right? Something happened, huh?
Take that!
This urn. It's a village treasure, right? The spirit of the founder of the Crane technique is sealed in here, isn't it? Yes. What's this? It's cracked all over, isn't it? There's even a few gaps here and there. Pearl, you broke the sacred urn, didn't you? The ball smacked into it and knocked it over, right? If Morgan found out, she'd get really mad, huh? She'd get really mad, I should say. She doesn't seem to be fighting back. I think I hit the bullseye this time. But it's strange that the lock hasn't broken yet. It's a really old urn, isn't it? I guess? It's so old, so it's not that weird to have a few cracks.
Take that!
Who started the Crane channeling technique? Oh, it was a Mystic Amy. That's right. And how do you spell her name? Do you know? How do you spell her name? I don't know. Spelled A-M-I. I thought it was a little odd when I saw I am written on this urn. And that's how I knew someone must have broken this urn and made a mistake in spelling when they put it back together. Around when Mystic Maya started the channeling on that day, I was playing in the winding way with my ball, and that's when you broke the urn? Yes, I broke it. I accidentally let Mystic Maya's spirit fly away. Don't worry, Morgan will never know, okay? I'm a bad child. Breaking a village treasure is unforgivable. I thought that maybe they would make me leave the village. But the broken pieces were pretty big, so you thought you could put them back together and no one would notice? Yes. I found some glue and brought it to the hallway, and fixed the urn there. The hallway? You mean winding way? Yes. The channeling had already started, so I didn't think anyone would walk by. So how long did it take you? It must have been a nasty repair job. I might be strong at spiritual things, but when it comes to arts and crafts, I'm not nearly as skilled. When I had finished fixing up the urn and I looked up, I saw you were coming into the manor. So that's when Lotta and I were coming back inside after reporting the murder. When I saw that, I packed everything up in a hurry. Mr. Nick, what is it? I'm going to get banished, aren't I? I really don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I bet Mystic Amy's happy to be free from that cramped little urn. Yeah, I hope so. No harm done and a happy resolution. Okay. Let's go talk to... Hey, Morgan. Hallway's not for women. Now then, in a calm manner, ask your question. Okay. Did you see Lotta come by here? Ah, that girl from the Heartland. I'm sorry, but she did not pass by here at any time. I think I found out everything I can, but I can't see how it all adds up. Is Eenie Miney being here just a coincidence? Hey, mister. How is it the spirit that Dr. Gray wanted to call... How is it that the spirit that Dr. Gray wanted to call just happened to be that nurse? And that nurse turns out to be Enie's sister. It's too convenient. Hey, Phoenix, I'm talking to you. I wish I knew a little more about Eenie, but where am I going to find info like that? Oh, I get it. You can't be bothered to look over at trash like me. Is that it, Mr. High and Mighty? Ah, got it. Oh, so you finally noticed. Thought I heard a mosquito buzzing in my ear, although I couldn't understand the word. I gotta hand it to you. You sure know how to chase down garbage. I mean, I'm grateful for you to chasing this large hunk of one around like this. Okay. But you know, you're just wasting your time. I'll be fine on my own. What are you going to do? What are you going on about? And as for following or chasing or whatever it is, isn't that what you're doing? You see, you're not exactly a real gentleman with a lady's heart, are you? You're not exactly the world's #1 charmer either, sister. Look, I'm really dang sorry about today. When I get all fired up about something, it's impossible to stop me. You hurt Maya really badly, Lana. I don't suppose you could... Yeah, you're fine. I guess I can. You did help Maya out too, after all. For real? Yeah, for real. Thank goodness. I'm still... What? No, nothing at all. Just talking to myself. You know, gibberish. Now then, lot of heart at your service. I'll share with you all the dirt I've dug up. Thanks. Hey, don't be all surprised. Tell you what, I'll even give you all this info for free. Maya's not the real murderer. And who do you think did it? I have a feeling I know who it is. You mean Eenie Miney? There ain't anyone else it could be, right? Granny, you and me were all together that whole time. Honest suspect, it's Amy. So do I. I was wondering if you knew anything about this girl. You know, actually I did a little checking up on her the other day. Her sister, she's the one Dr. Gray wanted to call back from the spirit world. I had heard as much. I also heard that Edie was the one who introduced Dr. Gray to Korean Village. You don't say. It's one sneaky gal, if you ask me. Hey, you want me to tell you more about her? Yeah, if you don't mind. Speaking of Edie, do you have any other information about her? Sure. It'll cost you, and it'll cost a lot. Oh, silly me. Here I thought free meant no money necessary. The girl was hospitalized about half a year ago. Hospitalized, but why? Well, heck, you can go find out on your own. Here, I'll give you the clinic's address. Maybe you can find out something. Maybe. What's that supposed to mean? Well, see, actually, I was going to be annoying, I reckon, so I didn't actually go there. Jesus. Well, that's the way the gumbo spoils, right? Spoiled gumbo sounds. Ugh. I mean, look, don't. Whatever. Alright, so let's move over to Heidi Clinic. Actually, we'll save here. Because this is obviously going to be a two-parter. And almost 4 hours is good enough for me. So, yeah. So we're going to stop here. We saved. I'm going to go back to the title screen. We're going to call it a day. And, yeah, we'll wrap this case up tomorrow. See y'all later.